Yes. This is the BumCast. I am your host, HBIC, the head bum in charge, along with Bologna and the Southside Bum and Dougie freshness. And guys, let's hope that this week's show goes a lot better, a lot smoother than last week's show. Like, holy fuck, that was a shit show last week, guys.
No tornadoes. Positive notes. Glass half full. We're all alive.
Very true.
We ducked and dodged a couple tornadoes. I lost power for 24 hours. Jason, you sent a picture like a tornado hit like blocks away. We're alive, so nothing but we're going upwards, onward and upwards.
Yeah. It was crazy because my wife's like getting all the alerts on her phone and everything, and we're trying to speed a show along. We had all the StreamYard issues last week. We couldn't play slides. We couldn't do videos. So we're just like, well, we got nothing to show you guys. We're just going to try to get this through. And then, Dougie, you were saying that you're going to have a take off, and go work the streets. So I'm trying to get this thing, pushed through and get done with it. My phone's going off tornado warnings, and you two fucking schmucks are talking soccer for like 20 minutes, going on your soccer
bullshit.
Rant. Wrap this shit up, man.
This is just another way you try to mute our soccer talk. You've been doing it for 190 episodes. Whenever we talk soccer, you play the Cerveza Cristal music. You pretend like we got Telemundo internet. Now tornadoes are the most excuse. This is just you trying to silence our soccer talk. I should have known all along. It's bullshit.
I had the wife screaming at me like, tornado, let's go, like in the basement. I'm like, all right. That's why I was like, all right, I gotta go, guys.
We got Colombians, running into stadiums, and you're like, all right, wrap it up. I'm like, well, it was a big story last week.
But one little snafu that we just found out. Apparently, we're not streaming on Twitter. We have a basic Premium X account. Twitter account. We have the premium, but apparently we need to pay more for streaming from StreamYard. So I thought I fixed the issue today. I relinked it. It looked like it was all connected, that we were going to be able to go live on Twitter as well. And you hit the button, Peter, and it didn't.
This is early bum of the week, Elon, for not allowing video streaming unless you have a premium subscription. But you know what? Fuck the Twitter streams. We love YouTube. The YouTube is the one that is actually paying bills. So we love the subscriptions. Like, subscribe, and share on YouTube. We might be YouTube exclusive from now on. I ain't trying to give X any more money.
Shit.
Yeah. So, Dougie, welcome back. You had a nice little road trip this weekend.
Yeah, I did. Started off a little rocky, to be honest with you. So I get off the plane and I got to piss like a racehorse, and I'm going to the bathroom, and I see a lady walking in front of me. She goes to the left, I go to the right, and I'm like, so, just not even paying attention. I just kind of like go, and I'm like trying to find a stall. So I get to the stall, and as I'm pissing, this person next to me is just unloading, like bad taco night, like had a rough night. It's just going through it, and we both flush at the same time, and we come out. And I look over, it's a chick, and she's a legitimate 10. Okay, huh? I'm not talking a Kansas City 10. I'm talking Chicago, Columbia 10. The unbeknownst to me, it's a all gender bathroom, so guys and girls go in the same bathroom. And
in the airport?
Yes, everything's a stall. Absolutely, everything is a stall. There are no, there's no urinals, no nothing like that. Yeah.
Are you sure you just didn't put your head down and you walked into the ladies' bathroom? That might have happened a couple times at Sox games.
I thought about that. But then, you go to the sink or whatever to wash your hands, and it's a mix of guys and girls washing their hands at the same time. And
2024, baby.
Yeah, I know, but dude, I just watched like a gorgeous woman, or listened to a gorgeous woman just unload her stomach. And I'm not saying that girls don't poop, but dude, this was a goddamn crime. This is a goddamn crime scene, dude. And so I was talking to My Sock Summer, and he was like, "Yeah," he goes, "I went to that bathroom too." He goes, "We're in the future over here, and I like it." I'm like, "I'm in the future, and I fucking hate it."
Yeah, you feel this is a Dougie problem. It's not It's not the lady's fault. You felt emasculated because someone had a manlier poop than you did.
Dude, it was I don't know, dude. That was like weight loss pills or some shit, dude. Because that shit was running. That was a Hulk Hogan running wild on your brother.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So
I thought. Sorry to interrupt. You were on a flight. I mean, to Kansas City. There was a lot of the White Sox Twitter people, flying that same day. I thought you were gonna say someone you knew was right next to you. I was excited to be like, "Ooh, was it Mr. Hand? Was it Sam Reeves? Who was it?"
No. Unfortunately, I mean, me and Wally were on the same flight, but we didn't even know it until we landed. So there was nobody on my flight either. It was a ghost town, dude. 60 people tops. So,
all right.
Well, let's. We were gonna like work our way down, but like give us some more war stories, Dougie. How was the 108ing in KC? Like,
it was fun. It was fun. The first day, a lot of the guys, they all. Guys and girls, they were all at the casino, and since I had the little ones, I didn't go to the casino, so I just met them at the game. Went to the zoo beforehand, which was pretty dope, pretty nice zoo. Animals were alive, not like Brookfield, they weren't just sleeping, so that was nice. They were actually doing shit. But Saturday on my birthday, that was when the real fun began. We met up at a bar, and I mean, we got there pretty early. It was 2:00 and for a 6:00 game. So we were drinking pretty good there. We actually ran them out of a couple different beers. So it was a pretty decent crowd. It was fun. Very fun.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Timing didn't work out for me, unfortunately. But not going to KC was a benefit to me. Because I don't know if I'm sure you guys saw this. I'm giving an early MVB to our friend of the Bums, Vino. He slid in our DMs on Friday asking if we were Chris Stapleton, George Strait fans. And I said, I am a Chris Stapleton fan. The other Bums, probably not so much, Oh, yeah.
Hold on a second. Did you bogart tickets that could have been for anybody?
Potentially.
What in the hell? Those look like very nice seats. You took a picture of your lovely wife in the suite. I like all kinds of music. Julie's a country music fan. I like Chris Stapleton. Who doesn't like a little Tennessee whiskey?
Well, okay. To be fair, I did see his DM like an hour after he sent it. So Peter, you had access to the account too. You could have bogarted him yourself.
Damn, first come, first serve. I respect that.
Yeah, I didn't see
and
it
that
right
was
away.
actually on the team. Hand up, both of us, Jason. That was on the team agenda. We just had a team meeting with all of the Bums, and one of the things I had bullet point was give everyone access to all of our accounts: the Instagram, the TikTok, the Twitter, just so like whenever you guys want to post something, you could post it and not have to go through, like us. But now, if we're getting free stuff, maybe no one gets the access. I'm gonna need some tickets before we get the access.
So, I immediately said that, like, I told Vino, like, yeah, me and my brother were fans of Chris Stapleton. That's true, Peter. But you were probably busy setting up you had the party and everything.
We were busy as hell. I'm just giving you shit. I'm happy you went because we wouldn't have made it.
But my wife is notoriously anti-country. She hates country. And when I asked her, I was like, "Do you want to go to see Chris Stapleton tomorrow at Soldier Field?" She's like, "Not really." And then when I said, "Well, it's in a club suite, all you can food and drink," and she's like, "I'm in." She didn't care about the music at that point. So
it could be Baby Shark playing as long as there's free food and booze. Who would want to be there?
It was in the Skyline Suite, which is like on the whole wrap around the north or south end zone. Really cool. Like they had, just a bunch of different food stations set up in the full service bar. Great, just stadiums, like nice plush chairs to sit in and everything. It's like, really cool experience. I said, this is probably the only time I'll ever be in a Bears suite at Soldier Field. So I was going to take advantage of it. Cool concert. Vino, awesome. Thank you so much. You're my MVP for the week. Appreciate it. So yeah, that was a really cool experience.
Now you had that picture with Joey P, and Joey P, he went all out. He had the cowboy hat on. He had the cowboy shit, Adam Page shirt. Then he changed into a George Strait shirt. He had the boots he bought in Michoacan. He had botas on. And I said, Jay, I don't give you compliments often, but when you did your Yellowstone Halloween outfit, I said, you look fucking awesome. You pull off, like a jean jacket and cowboy hat. And then I see the picture and I'm like, man, that was the perfect opportunity for you to do a little role playing, if you will.
Hand up. I completely forgot I had the costume.
I was gonna say, because like your big excuse was like, I had to dress fancy because it was in the thing. And then if you look in the picture further down, there's like a dude with a backwards hat and like sandals on.
Yeah, it was very casual, laid back up there. I completely forgot I had the costume. I was thinking I'm going in the stadium club. I was gonna wear some nice shorts, gonna have a collared polo, on. I'm like, I'm gonna just act like I belong here. And then there's a whole bunch of people just, there's girls in like boots and shorty shorts and guys with, cowboy hats and buckles and everything. I was like, oh shit, I could have, if I remembered, I would have done it. Try to fit in.
It looked like a great time.
It was a great time. Johnny, how was your weekend?
It was good. I can't complain. Obviously, Peter kind of mentioned it. He had his birthday party for Scarlett and Landon on Sunday, and my daughter was there, so she had a really good time. And I was telling Julie as well too, is that we got her a gift of the little Insta films for her camera, and my daughter kept on taking pictures of her newly filmed. So I'm like, I got to get you some more as well too. I got my daughter some as well too. But yes, overall it was a great weekend.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. The other day I had an angel on my shoulder moment, the devil angel. So I need the kangaroo court here to see if they have like the Reddit, am I the asshole?
Okay.
Kind of thing. So
all right.
You guys know I have like, in my couch, I have like the moon shaped sectional. Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting in the corner piece on the sectional, and I have Max on my left, and Sarah is sitting to my right. And I'm kind of leaned towards the TV, facing, like leaning towards like Sarah. And I'm sorry, I was the other way. I was leaning towards Max. I had to fart like really bad. So to be a gentleman, I turned the other way and I farted on Max. And she immediately yelled at me and said, "Don't you dare fart on our dog. Like, if anything, turn that and fart on me. I'll take it. I'll take one for the team."
There is no kangaroo court. Don't fart on anybody, Jason. Just pretend like you're gonna go grab a drink, grab a water, grab a beer, and fart in the kitchen. Like it takes 2 seconds.
But at my age, how long it takes me to get up off the couch now, man? Like,
then why didn't you at least just go Switzerland and just go neutral and not aim it at somebody?
Yeah. Well, no. So here's the problem, though. So before the party, Julie got credit to her. She did a bunch of work and everything, but we got the carpets and the couch cleaned. So now in that scenario, Julie would yell at me if I'm farting into the couch, because then she's going to say the couch is going to smell like farts. Yeah. So I think you got to get up. You got to get up and leave. It doesn't take that long.
But as my wife says, I'll never sit down.
You know what we need? Man, early on in the BumCast, we had no listeners, no viewers at that time. We had a segment where it was like those like fart suppressing underwears. I'm actually have to go to buy those for you. They're like charcoal infused, or I forgot what it was.
Yeah, they're like,
but that's what you need. Yeah, that's what you need.
So I would say, because like Sarah was like, she's like, I'll take one for the team. She's like, she'd rather the fart be, and I don't want to say like I was like put my butt on Max or anything, but like the cheek was aimed in her general directions. I was trying to be a gentleman and not aim it towards my wife, but apparently I was the asshole for getting Max the collateral damage.
That's where we need the Simpsons Santa Little Helper translator. If only Max could talk,
Yeah.
What atrocities have you done in front of her?
Yeah. And that's
Yeah,
how
we're
I
not gonna
got
talk-
pink
we
eye.
don't need that. We don't need to ask Max about those atrocities.
She don't deserve that. Get up, get up, Jason.
Okay, so for the future, I have to get up, even though I might
Or
not make it
no.
in time.
Typically, I've been to your house a ton. Like we got the AC on. We're comfortable enough. Just like swaddle yourself in like a burrito blanket and just like Dutch oven yourself.
I could do that too.
That's the answer.
Peter, speaking of farts, do you care to tell this story?
No, we're not gonna tell that story. Maybe we're gonna save that for like one of those. We've talked about doing like telethons or like like doing something for the comments. We got a couple super chats, so let's get to those. But maybe after a certain amount of super chats, I tell that story. That story is not for public consumption.
Okay, let's get to a few super chats here. First one is from Gordo. Happy birthday! Thank you, Gordo, for the birthday boys. Here, Drew Bogues. Happy belated birthday, Doug, and happy early birthday, Jason. Thank you, Drew. Thank you. And aloha, Mr. Hand, a donation for the intern and the birthday boys. That
There we go.
88 is going to be sent to me and Dougie. 1 penny for Aaron.
Aaron, yeah. Minimum wage, whatever minimum wage is.
Yeah. And we only have a couple more, two more shows left for our July Super Chat raffle. So we're giving away a jersey, we're giving away a bum flag, a Lou Bob bobblehead, and some more Chickies Beef gift cards. So those birthday donations that you guys giving us are just more entries. You guys get a chance to win some free stuff from us. So we appreciate all the Super Chats, and we appreciate the belated birthday wishes for Dougie, the early birthday wishes for me. Thank you guys so much, and keep those Super Chats a coming, because
Yeah,
I got birthday bourbon to buy.
Birthday super chats.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, I sent this to you. Let's get to some fun stuff before we talk a little Bears here. I sent this to you guys the other day. I saw this on Twitter, so it's not mine. Go ahead, pull it up, Peter. It's from Robert M. Sterling, and he gave his definitive list of when it's okay to start drinking beer. He says weekdays at 5 p.m., weekend at 3 p.m., weekend of football is on TV 12 p.m., vacation in Europe 11 a.m., 4th of July 10 a.m., at the airport 6:30 a.m. Dougie, since you're the beer expert of the group, I want you to. Do you agree with these start times?
Not a single frickin' one of them. Not a single one of them. Yeah, like okay, obviously he's a 9-to-5 worker, so that doesn't pertain to me. So yeah, weekday, no. Weekend at 3 o'clock? Like, what are you waiting for? Like nobody wants to go super hard on a Sunday, like at 3 o'clock. You gotta start early. That's terrible. Weekend if football is on TV, noon. See, now that should be his like guideline for the weekend. Noon should be your good guideline, in my opinion. But when football's on, you got to start in that pregame about 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. I was going to say the same thing. That's exactly. You get the warm up beer around 11.
100%.
If it's like a bloody or something.
If I have to watch Terry Bradshaw's ghoulish ass face on TV, I better be drinking. So it could be 10 a.m., 11 a.m. You have to deal with those guys. You better be drinking. So 12 on weekend football is bullshit.
Yeah. What are you going to say, John?
You guys are all wrong. There is no time when to start drinking. You just start drinking and that's it. There is no 10 or 11 or anything like that.
I agree with you on the next three. The next three, you said vacation right out of the mouth. That means there are no rules. So vacation in Europe, vacation here. I could go vacation a block over. I'm going to start drinking when I want to drink because it's fucking vacation. 4th of July. You think the fucking Americans, you think they fought for this bullshit to have this holiday, to win this country, for you to start drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning? Fuck no, they didn't. They want you to get drunk as fuck and have fun. That's what America's about. And at the airport, as soon as the bar opened, that's the fucking answer. If a bar's open, you're allowed to drink.
Dougie,
hell yeah.
Your flight was early as hell to Kansas City. Yep. I saw you downing like wild turkeys. Wow, I think I was like barely getting into work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
respectable.
Go up 3 lines. Vacation. There's no rules. No rules at all. Yeah, but I will tell you, Midway, they've done it again, man. shitty fucking TSA, and three of the first 4 bars that I went to, no Modelo.
That's
Like, how
tough.
does it? Yeah,
That's
it was
tough.
a tough scene. So I was taking down a Two-Hearted Bells, fucking 4:45 in the morning.
Aloha has a good question. What about family holidays? I say when needed. What about Thanksgiving? What time are you starting Thanksgiving drinking?
10 a.m. Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Bloody Mary Thanksgiving morning.
See, this my
before the Lions
issue
game.
with this list is
Bloody Mary.
drinking beer. It's not including like brunch cocktails, mimosas, like stuff like that. Because if it's a weekend, I'm having a Bloody Mary at 10, 11 in the morning, a michelada at 10, 11 in the morning. You know, same thing with airport. I'm not having a beer. I'm having a cocktail. But even weekday, I would say 4 o'clock. You know, sometimes you need that afternoon bourbon. 4 o'clock.
So, like, yeah, I mean, I guess it depends when your 9 to 5 is. There's days where we end the workday. It's hot as hell out. Like last Saturday was humid. It was like stifling hot. We ended work early. I got my guys a case of Modelo. You're drinking by 2:30, and it's not even like the drink. It's just you need something in your system besides water, to get you relaxed after a hard day's work. So yeah, Robert Sterling. I like the idea of this list, but he's way off.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't trust anybody with that name. You know what? I got to go back to Aloha Mr. Hands thing. Family holidays, dude. You've met my family. You know I'm going to drink early. Like those are the people that I like and the people that I want to go on vacation with. There's a certain list on my family that like I'm forced to see on those holidays. Better believe they ain't. I'm not seeing them with 2 eyes.
Yeah, I'm gonna fight Sam Reeves in Lot B on Saturday.
Okay, let's talk about drinking early then, because we're gonna fuck up this list. Mm-hmm. And it says drinking beer at 3 p.m. on the weekends. We'll be doing that before, even though we can't technically start till 3 o'clock. We'll be there drinking before. So, guys, we are 5 days away from Whiskey at Comiskey. We're celebrating the birthday boys here, down there, right here. So 3:10 start. We are sponsored by Green River Bourbon Company this year, a sister company of Bardstown Bourbon Company. So they're going to be doing their vertical of Green River bourbons. Chef Brian Reddy, he's going to be doing taco cart. He's going to be doing steak and chicken tacos, and we're going to have some churros as well. Who doesn't love a good, nice sugary churro, right?
Hell yeah.
So come get some tacos. Taco bar, taco cart. So you put all your toppings on you want. We'll have some tequila as well to go along with the tacos, but it's going to be a great time. Can't wait to see everyone. Thanks everyone who RSVP'd. Make sure you keep dropping those RSVPs so we have enough space and food for everyone. And we appreciate you guys. And we'll see you all on Saturday. Look for the bum flag.
Hell yeah.
Yes. All right. And with that, I think it's time that we pay some bills here, right? Let's get the first one out of the way.
All right.
The original Chickies Beef and Chickies Banquet is a proud sponsor of the BumCast. Graduation and communion season is rapidly approaching, and it's never too late to start considering your party's catering options. This year, let Chickies Beef cater for your party, and you can sit back and enjoy the day. There are numerous catering options available from the original Chickies Beef that are ideal for any type of gathering: salads, pastas, entrees, and desserts. And they have 4 different party packages to choose from. Delivery, setup, server, cleanup, and bartender services are also available. So call the original Chickies Beef at 708-449-1000 for more information or to place your order. All right, guys, let's talk a little sports here, because we have the big thing that happened over the weekend. That's Bears training camp officially got underway. Football is back, baby. We made it. We got 7 months now of nonstop football. Let's fucking go. The most anticipated Bears season, I think, even after they lost the Super Bowl, I think this season trumps it a little bit. Am I too hyperbolic there? Because I think this has more.
You're gassing it up a little bit. Obviously, post Super Bowl season, you still had aspirations of doing it big. Peyton Manning got the best of Rex Grossman, but like that team was really good. Still had Lovie Smith, but we, as the Chicago Sports Bums, have been in the doldrums of sports ever since we started this. So I think between the Blackhawks, the Sky, and now the Bears, there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. We're very excited about it. And obviously, the beloved, the franchise, the charter franchise of the NFL, we're ready, man. I love the White Sox through and through, but I'm ready for the Chicago Bears to be relevant again, and I'm in.
Yeah. So it was great because on what day was that? Friday, I believe it was the 16th. What day was the
Friday.
16th, guys? Friday, yes, it was. So we finally had Roma Dunze. He signed his contract. So that was great. We had that, and then there was some hoopla about Caleb. He was signed, and he wasn't signed, and then he signed. So Caleb, he gets his 4-year, $39 million guaranteed contract. Rome, he gets his 4-year, $22.7 million contract. So good to have those guys. I think they're gonna be tied at the hip going forward for the foreseeable future. I think they'll both if they both decide to re-sign, they will, probably hopefully do the same amount of years. Maybe not so much for wide receiver. Caleb's probably going to get more years, probably.
Yeah, you want to lock that up as much as you can if he is what we think he's going to be.
If he is what I think is. But so we are locked in, guys. Day 3 of training camp here. So let's go over some of the first notes here. First thing that is, people are raving that Caleb Williams actually looks a lot better in the initial training camp practices than he did when he did OTAs. They're saying that he's taking more command of the huddle. He's calling plays with more authority. He's looking like more accurate. I don't say accurate, but he's getting the ball out quicker, doing better footwork. So it looks like, he whenever he left OTAs, he really studied and worked on his game from what he was lacking in OTA. So it's good to see that there's not that, oh man, he doesn't look good, he's throwing inaccurate balls. It looks like everything is progressing the way it should so far.
Yeah, and that's what is exciting. I know, Jay, we've talked about it long and hard about how your hate for screen passes, but the first thing coming out of training camp was the release time for Caleb Williams compared to Justin Fields. Obviously, we love Justin Fields, but he held onto the ball like for so long. The lowest in the league. And it was noticeable, at least to the people attending training camp, how much faster Caleb Williams is getting rid of the ball. And that's going to benefit everybody, especially the screen game that, Jay, I know you're not so much of a fan of, but now it's Shane Waldron. It's a new regime. I think that's exciting. And the other thing they mentioned, with Caleb Williams is, yes, the accuracy. He's still missing, but that's going to come with time. That's going to come with getting a rapport with your receivers and timing and all that stuff. And people were making a big deal about Tyreek Stevenson intercepting him today. And that happens at every training camp. That happens in the NFL every year, especially at the beginning of the season. The defenses are much more up to speed compared to the offenses. So I'm not worried about any missed passes or overthrows that Caleb Williams is doing nowadays, because there's a lot more good news coming out of that camp than in previous years. So I'm all in. I mean, we've talked about it. I feel like, the time is now, and he's still a rookie. I feel like expectations are here. And at least for the first couple of games, we might have to, bring them down a little bit. But it still sounds great. Like, all reports, Courtney Cronin and Adam Hogue was there, and like they were all saying really good things. So I'm excited. But yeah, it's like I understand tempering expectations, and I understand like not expecting the world like immediately. But it's hard because like we've been waiting so long, and he is the number 1 overall pick, and he has all the weapons in the world. So it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be tough. But as much as it's on Caleb Williams, it's also on Shane Waldron. I think he has the all of the pressure. Is like he's got to be the one that figures it out.
Well, you think it's going to get any easier when we start watching Hard Knocks to temper our temptation?
Bears boners through the roof.
Yeah, it's gonna, and back to. I'm going to speak for Jason here for a minute. I don't think Jason hates screen passes. I just think he hates 17 failed of them in a row.
I want the ones that they did like last season with DJ Moore when his first pass went 76 yards for a touchdown. That's the screen passes I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean the one important thing is that they're all gelling right now. Rookies, like and it's going to be obviously a learning curve. So obviously we're going to be so excited. Obviously with Hard Knocks coming up as well too. We're talking about Bears boners and all that. Like we're going to be excited. Any little thing that we see, it's going to excite us and all that. The whole fandom because we're itching for a good team. Obviously we talked about it a couple podcasts ago. None of our teams are fucking doing any good at all at this point, and the Bears have a lot of upside. So I think the most important thing right now is that yes, they have to have a good mini camp, preseason, and all that to get started for the season. We got again a lot of for us high expectations, if you want to call it for Bears fans, is that we're hoping for a winning season here, break even or whatever. So I'm excited, man. I'm looking forward for Hard Knocks here more than anything right now because I just like to see that the Bears are finally in a spotlight that's not like negative, and it's more of it's more of a positive step up for the Bears and the Bears organization, and it hopefully leads to a lot more opportunities for us in the long run.
Yeah. So okay, we'll keep watching out the week. Some other Bears notes here. So Bears guard Tevin Jenkins, we've all said he's been a very serviceable guard for right now, but the injury history has kind of nagged him. So according to this, his agents reached out to the team talking contract extension, but they were told that they're gonna have to wait until the Bears bye week, which I believe is week 8. So I think credit to Poles. I think it's a smart move. Like Poles has been very, very good about not giving bad deals. And I think this is another smart move on his part because with his injury history, it's now, okay, we need to see if you can hold up for a season and play at the level we know you can play at without getting hurt. So I think if they do decide to wait until if he stays healthy and they wait after the bye, I think he's going to get a very good deal. And let's hope that his health is trending in the right direction now because we need him to be an anchor on that line because, there was a lot of questions coming into the season about rebuilding that line. And it's a lot of it was if he's healthy, if he can play, stay on the field. So I would like to see him here. Also, I hope that whatever deal he does get, that it's I wouldn't say team friendly, but it's not going to hinder us. Like there's not a lot of, I don't want to say guaranteed money, but maybe kind of a nice balance where, if he does the injuries start popping up after a year or two, that we can still cut ties if we have to and not be in cap space hell like we always were with Ryan Pace.
Yeah. I love Tevin Jenkins. I thought when they drafted him, we all thought like he can be, on that Bears line for years to come. The problem is, like you said, and I'll repeat it, it's when healthy. I think he's missed, so I got to hit right here. He's missed 19 of 50 games the first 3 seasons. That's 38% of the games in his first 3 seasons that he's missed. When he's on the field, he's awesome. When he's on the field, he's a bully, and it's what we want him to be as an offensive lineman. The problem is the health, and I think it's pragmatic of Poles to say that. To say we'll wait until the bye week. Yeah, it's the bye week, Jason, was August or October 20th. So that's week 7. But yeah, if you could stay on the field, you could revisit contract talks. I don't hate if you wait until the end of the season because the best availability is the best ability is availability or whatever the quote that is. But it's true in Tevin Jenkins' case. So as much as I think he could help, like it's a prove it year for him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, and the other thing keep it on the topic with the O-line here was Ryan Bates. He got some reps with the ones, and so did Coleman Shelton. So they're rotating the who's getting first team reps between the centers. That was the big question mark when we traded for Ryan Bates. I immediately said this is a depth piece. He was the second string guy on Buffalo. I didn't, he wasn't a true center. He was rotating different spots in that line. I thought it was just a purely, hey, we got a good guy who's a good depth piece, but they didn't draft a center, or they did, but they he's getting the reps, right? So I'm hoping that he could be the guy. But what do you guys see as far as between Shelton and Bates so far?
I thought Ryan Bates could be the guy only because he was more of a depth piece in Buffalo, only because they have an all-pro center in Buffalo. On a worse team, he could be a starter. I don't care who it is. As long as you figure it out. And now I'm going to sound like the meathead. Figure it out quick, because you have a rookie quarterback at center. You have to start building a rapport with him. Right. You know, like if you're switching off, and it's been 3 days, like we don't want to overreact, you know, like there's plenty of time to figure it out. But the sooner you figure it out, the better it's going to benefit you in the long run. Because like I said, you know, there was a lot of talk about Caleb Williams, you know, and pairing him with a more veteran center, you know, just to ease that rookie year. Mm-hmm. So obviously if it's Bates, if it's Shelton, who cares? As long as it's somebody and it's someone consistent. Because last year the center play was atrocious, and if you got a rookie, you got to, you know, foster his growth and figure it out quicker, sooner rather than later.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I would love to see like a, you know, big boy competition and see, you know, may the best man win, but you really can't do that with Caleb Williams. You know, he's really gotta have his guy, and, you know, not saying, you know, hey, if one of them goes down to an injury, you know, he's going to have that other guy. So it's kind of good for him to get used to both guys, but he's got to have his main dude. And yeah, like you said, setting that tone right out of the gates is probably beneficial.
Drew Bogues here. Bum snap contest. Who is the best center?
I'm going to go with Dougie. I feel like Dougie, I mean, no offense, you know, the center of gravity is there for you to just, you know, get that ball out. Yeah.
I actually was a long snapper for my high school for my freshman year. So
I never played football in anything, grade school or high school. So okay. I'm going to say Dougie.
I'm immediately throwing my back out if I do that.
You're Tevin Jenkins. We don't know where to put you on the line.
Like, I'm just, as soon as that first time he bend over, I'm just gonna come up like, oh my fucking back.
You got a neck, a back.
Yeah, a neck. I got a back. I pulled some fat.
Who's that? The rapper, was that Khalees, or is it someone else? My neck, my back.
Like my pussy and my crack.
Something like that. Yeah.
You got him started now.
But yeah, the last note I have here for the Bears was that the defense is looking like it's playing really good. We Peter, you mentioned Tyreek Stevenson picking off Caleb Williams. But even though the defense is playing at a high level, the offense was also playing at a decent high, like I don't want to say high level, but at a good level. So it's good that they're playing against one of what could be one of the top defenses in football this year. Said they took all those strides from after week 9 of last season. So it's good to see that Caleb's getting some real good defensive experience playing against defensives.
Iron sharpens iron, right? That's the whole thing.
That's right.
Like you want to get these guys battling, and you're only going to make yourself better. So yeah, I'm okay. You know, there's going to be times where Caleb's going to have a bad game, and like, you know, Jalen Johnson and Tyreek Stevenson and Tremaine Edmonds, these are all really good players. So like if he's getting intercepted, the only thing you could hope for is that he's learning from that. And, you know, maybe next time he moves off that Tyreek Stevenson interception and he learns from it and then like baits him into, you know, going the wrong way. That's all we're hoping for. And it sounds like, you know, as much as he was portrayed as like I don't want to say diva, but like a diva quarterback.
DeMarcus Walker said came out today and said that he was portrayed badly by the LA media people.
Right. And so that's where I was like, you could portray things one way, but at the end of the day, everyone that we've seen, and even in the Hard Knocks for the New York Giants, he's a football guy. Like he lives and breathes football.
Mhm.
So, like, if he learns from these mistakes, it's only going to make him better.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the perception about him is going to change drastically once Hard Knocks rolls and they see what kind of person is, and the whole fingernail stuff and, I want to own a team, part of the team stuff. I think that's all those narratives are going to be washed out once you actually see what kind of football guy he is.
And I'm glad you said that, like, I want to own the team thing, because people were complaining about him holding out or not signing his rookie deal, even though as now in the NFL, all rookie deals are basically just like, they're slotted. So know what you're getting. But he has no agent right now. And people complained about that. He's going in there without an agent. But from the beginning, he's talked about him wanting to be financially responsible, and like he's learning about investment, and like he's actually affiliated with like some investment firms and things like that. And if you really break it down, nuts and bolts, you don't really need an agent for your first contract. It's that second contract where you're getting all the big money. So why would he sign with an agent?
The no trade clauses and stuff like that. Yeah.
Why would you sign with an agent and your rookie deal? You're just giving away money because they're slotted, and you're basically only arguing the guarantees and a couple different things. Right. So like, if people complained about it, and I thought of like, oh yeah, this is really smart of him.
I would say another thing too is that, like, because now like college players, whether football or anywhere else, they got these NIL deals. So it's not like this guy was like,
hurting for money.
For money or begging for money or anything like that. So one of the things that, like, a lot of people, like a lot of rookies were kind of holding out is because a lot of them already had like money. They were like too rushed to get things done. So that's the same thing with, like, I think Caleb is. I mean, he got money, he got paid in, NIL money. It wasn't like something where he was like, begging for money. He's like, oh, I need to get this contract done. I just want to get things right. And how you just said, like, about financial situation, or financially, he wants to put himself in a good spot in the long run. I mean, I think everybody's gonna love Caleb, like, down the road, man. Like, I mean, I think I just can't wait for this Hard Knocks to start. I mean, I think I'm just like really like, I wish it started tomorrow.
Just win, baby.
Just win.
All right. One last thing though before I move on, I want to say from the first couple of days of training camp, I am very, very disappointed that there's no Tory Taylor talk yet. I want to see some punk. I want to see some punts, man. I want the punk to show up. Where is he, man? Show me them highlights. Everyone's showing passes from Caleb. I want punts.
We talked about it previous episode. I think he's going to be one of the stars of Hard Knocks just because he has the personality. He's got the reputation of being the punk god. He's got the accent. I think people are going to fall in love with Tory Taylor. One last note, and it was something I talked to you, Jay, pre-show. People are making a big deal about Jonathan Owen missing 7 games to go to the Olympics to watch Simone Biles compete, in France. And I thought, obviously, you want to be in camp. You want to be with your teammates. You want to gel with your teammates. He's a veteran. He's a backup strong safety. He's not going to win out. He's not going to beat Jaquan Brisker for his job. Are you just like, you could be meathead about it? You could be, what's your initial take of like him going to France to watch his wife in the Olympics as opposed to being in training camp?
If the Bears are fine with it, let him go then. That's a thing. Like if it was like Caleb or Rome, I'd be a little more like, dude, come on, you're learning NFL offense, new playbook, new teammates. You gotta fucking be there, But he's a veteran. He probably already knows the Bears playbook because the Packers, like, fucking Luke Getsy gave him the Bears playbook, already. So he probably was like, oh yeah, hey, I got all these plays, guys. I'm good.
And I also thought it was just an easy PR win for the Bears. Let him go see his wife. His wife is an international superstar. I'm sure they're going to take a Hard Knocks camera because that's just an easy story for Hard Knocks. Your wife is in the Olympics. You go there. You come back to training camp. That's just an easy story. It's like a win-win almost. So I saw a bunch of meathead takes, but obviously it's Bears Twitter, so you're going to get meathead takes. But the fact that he's like a backup strong safety, I'm like, all right, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, from what I was reading from a couple of hot takes, they wanted to do a sequel on Kevin Warren's 18-hour workday, and they were going to just follow him while he's not at Bears doing any Bears shit. Follow him for 18 fucking hours. That's what I heard. That's what I'm hearing.
Dougie will never let Kevin Warren go. The car wash. The car wash did it for him.
All right, let's switch it up. Let's talk a little MLB here. We're not gonna talk too much Sox because they still suck.
Yeah,
swept in KC, but the 2025 schedule did get released, and they're introducing. I can never say this word properly, but it's MLB rivalry week.
Rivalry gives you an issue.
Rivalry. I can never say that.
Rivalry.
Rivalry.
I'm like my Sox son with marinara.
Rivalry.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So I think
to say that 3 times.
Nope, not happening. This is pretty cool though. So I think this is the rivalry week.
The opponent. No, you're good.
The bad blood week. The bad blood week.
Yeah, there you go.
No, this is. I think some of these matchups are just more geographically based than they are actual rivals. But I think it's a cool concept though. Obviously, Sox Cubs, the crosstown. It's cool. We're getting 6 games again. The past few years it's been 5 or 4. Fuck that shit. We're going back to 6. Let's bring the cup home, baby. Bring the fucking cup home. But yeah, this is really cool, and I hope they keep going this going on. So from May 16th to the 18th.
Yeah, I like it. Obviously, the Subway Series. There's a lot of good matchups. Yeah. The only issue I had with it, Jay, and it's maybe an issue we just found out you have, is the actual term rivalry week, because they're not rivals. They are in a sense, like the Crosstown Cup or Classic or whatever. But it's the Cubs and St. Louis are rivals. The
Yankees and the
Twins,
Red Sox.
Yankees, Red Sox. But I love all of this. I love the idea of this. It's just maybe name it something else.
Yeah. Because the Dodgers would be matched up against the Giants. That's how I would, that's how you would match it up, like your actual division rivals, or playoff rivals or something like that. I don't think because you live in the same city or 20 miles apart, you should. I shouldn't say 20. That's a little short.
And then some of these you just toss in just because, like you mentioned, geographic. Like the Tigers Toronto series. No one ever thinks of that. Oh man, that's a barn burner. But yeah, I guess they're close enough that where you gotta play somebody.
What is it? The Windsor series or something?
Yeah, the Windsor series or something like that. But I do like the idea.
Colorado, Arizona, those teams are 400 miles apart, man.
Right. Yeah, Braves versus Red Sox. They could have done, in my opinion, they could have done this really well if they just didn't list the other teams. They could have just listed a good meat and potatoes bunch of them and then left the other ones out. But
maybe the top 8 or top 10.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that makes sense. I do like the idea
tonight. The White Sox rival is a healthy hamstring.
Yeah,
true.
I do like, Jay, you mentioned that Cubs Sox are going back to 6 games. I feel like, and if I'm not mistaken, it's a weekend, right? We got a weekend series this year, and we'll promote it after the next Whiskey at Comiskey. But for the longest time, they were doing almost on purpose Tuesday, Wednesday games.
Yeah, let's keep the drunkards, off the fields or off the stadium. So we'll do it on a Tuesday night where people aren't gonna show up for work fucking hammered. No, you gotta go old school, man. Bring it back. Tree and tree.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
But let's be honest, next year, it's probably gonna be another ass. The Cubs are bad too, so who knows?
It's Spider-Man.
They were good to start the season, but
let them blow.
It's gonna be another thing. It's probably next season's probably another thing of who cares?
Yeah, I like to I'll talk a little shit to Praz and the Dram Daddy, but it's just you're basically just doing it for sport because the White Sox aren't worth a shit. So
they're the only ones that have something to lose. Us losing to them, we kind of hey, everybody's beating the shit out of us. But if they lose to us, holy shit.
Also, I think one final thought for me, at least on this, I think the most like nonsensical matchup is for the rivals is Braves and Red Sox.
Oh yeah,
that one
Yeah,
makes zero.
yeah,
That one
yeah.
makes zero sense whatsoever.
This is a good comment. Like, I don't know. I think the history of Cubs Sox is enough to call it a rivalry, even though they aren't division rivals. I agree with that. There's some that make sense, like the Subway Series and Cubs Sox. You know, even like the Battle of Missouri. If you're doing Kansas City, St. Louis, there's some that make sense.
Well, the only thing I could think about with the Braves and the Red Sox is that the Braves, I think they were called the Boston Braves.
Yeah.
So I think that's why
okay.
they're trying to go back to like the traditional, like, format of, I guess, Boston type of, I don't know.
Before my time.
Yeah, before our time.
And then the schedule came out. Any good potential road trips that pique your mind here?
Yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
maybe I wouldn't mind Detroit, but I don't want to go to Detroit in the second week or the first weekend of April. That's going to be
too early. That's the problem.
Yeah,
I would
too
like
early to go to Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit early in the season is tough because you never know about the weather.
Yeah.
Selfishly, and I listened to the Sox Machine show early Monday morning. They talked about them wanting to do Colorado as a potential road trip, but it falling on 4th of July didn't make sense because people have obligations and travel is more expensive during 4th of July. But I want to make it to Colorado. I kind of want to I want to make it to Rocky Stadium, and I've also wanted to do just like a concert out there at Red Rocks. So like if it lined up to where I could see the White Sox and then see like a decent band at Red Rocks, that'd be like bucket list type stuff. But like it falling on 4th of July is tough.
I'm going to look into that because not only is my wife's birthday weekend, but my brother-in-law, her brother lives in Colorado in Denver. So that would be, we got a free place to crash. So I don't have to pay for hotels. I don't have to pay for airfare because the points, I got them points. So it would just be all the extracurriculars that I'd have to purchase. So I might look into that next year for the wife's birthday of a little Colorado road trip. Boston would be cool too, but not going in April to Boston. Texas, going to Arlington, that would be cool. Not going to Texas in fucking June because I'm not going to bake in that 100+ degree field.
The one thing that I really want to do is the 25th through the 27th of April in Athens, Greece. That looks amazing. Why the fuck did they change?
Yeah, because they can't be Oakland anymore, so they're just the Athletics. So they can't They can't put Sac on. Just put Sac on Sac on there. It's Sacramento Athletics.
That was.
Yeah, whatever. Drew mentioned we were going to mention it, but Josh already announced a road trip next year in Pittsburgh. Obviously, my wife and I love the city of Pittsburgh, and we've been to a bunch of Steelers game. It would be cool because I've heard great things about PNC.
Yeah.
So that's check marked and tally marked on the schedule. So I think we're going to try to do that depending on, it's still more than a year out. So it's like we got to figure things out schedule wise. But yeah, I would love to go to Pittsburgh.
And 125 years of White Sox baseball is next year. And how many of those years had playoffs appearances?
Oh man, I wish I had it bookmarked somewhere because someone was complaining about them celebrating their 125 years, and it's like, like I think it was like 6 playoff appearances in the last I don't know how many years. It's like
3 years.
Yeah.
So okay, so let's count back at least for like 30 years. All right. So we had 21, 20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we had
2008.
11. No, 11.
Yeah, 11.
8, 5, 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're in the 90. Well, the 93 didn't happen. So 8 was 8.
Did you count on 8?
Yeah, I counted on 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, see, like Sam Reeves' comment about, wouldn't you rather bill it as like 20 years since the 05 team rather than the 125th anniversary of this
Yes, I agree with you. It makes sense to do just like, 20 years since '05 and just run it that way.
Yeah.
The problem I have personally, and it's something we've complained about, is as much as I love that '05 team, and, we have great memories of it, Johnny. We were 21, so it was like the perfect time to win a championship. We were at the bars, just partying down Halstead. Between the '05 team and the '85 Bears, I don't give a fuck about them anymore. Just because I want new blood. I want new. I want to win a championship as an adult. Like I'm a grown ass man, and I haven't gotten enough wins in my life. So yeah,
you
I
want
love
more
that team.
championships.
More championships, please.
So 125 years, you made the postseason 11 times. That's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
Why are we fans, man? Why the fuck are we fans?
Because
Caleb Williams, baby.
misery.
Bear down.
Bear fucking down. All right, we're gonna wrap the sports talk here. We're gonna talk a little fun nonsense here, but before we do that, we got one more ad to pay, and that's gonna be sucking our own dicks here.
Here we go.
Big Cartel is the official home of Chicago Sports Bums merch. Help support your favorite podcast by buying a couple 2-3 shirts. We got socks, bears, hawks, and bum branded threads, and all of our shirts are unisex sizes. Remember, all the proceeds go back directly into our Whiskey at Comiskey tailgates that keeps them free for everyone. And keep an eye out for new shirts coming very soon. So visit shysportsbums.bigcartel.com today. And get this brand new bad boy right here that just dropped last week. So that's our new Bears t-shirt. Caleb Moore, Allen Rome Swift. Spell out them Bears. Available now at our shop, shysportsbums.bigcartel.com. Go buy that Bears shirt. Wear it for Hard Knocks.
The Bears shirt is fire. And again, Jason, you mentioned suck our own dicks. That Drew Thorpe shirt, he looks like the real deal, baby.
We were there for a couple starts, and now he's back in it. We might have to start pumping the. Well, Johnny, you said you wanted to tweak it a little bit, so
leave it. We're running with it.
It's in the works.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna start with we've kind of punted this for the last couple of weeks. We're gonna get to it. It was Johnny's question of the week that
tornadoes.
Yeah, it got blown away. It got put on the shelf. But Peter, play the video, and then Johnny, you can ask your question.
All right, here we go.
Oh, let's go!
So my question of the week: how much would it take you if somebody pays you to get slapped like that? Like it's gonna, if it's gonna be, and you know what? I don't know how much, obviously this is like a thing that they have now. Like obviously, back
power slap.
They had the power slap. I'm not quite sure what kind of money was involved with it, or money at all. But how much would it take for you to do something like that? Like, is it going to take a bunch of money for you to do something like that?
There's not an amount of money in this world you could give me to let me come up with CTE.
Yeah. So that when you text that to the group, Johnny, my initial thought was zero amount of money, because we've seen what happened to Antonio Brown. And just today, I saw a really comprehensive TikTok, and it was about UFC fighters' speech 10 years. So any UFC fighter that was 10 years into the game, and it's bad. Their interviews when they're young compared to their interviews when they're older, and it's night and day. So originally, I was gonna say you can't put a price on that. You can't put a price on mental health and that. But my wife just paid an ungodly amount of money for a 7-year-old's birthday party, and she told me, item by item, how much she spent. I might have to take it. I might have to take that slap for a couple mortgage payments, or even like $50,000. I'll take that. Originally, I was gonna say no amount of money, but after a couple bouncy houses and a taco guy, we're gonna have to get my face slapped for money.
How much?
I
don't know.
You talked about it, Peter. You said the bouncy house game is that's a side hustle we're missing, man.
Yeah,
dude. I text you. I might start a bouncy house business. You might as well buy it at this point. You're gonna invest in it and then just rent it out every weekend.
20 grand.
I said 50 grand.
Okay.
Yeah, 20 grand. Yeah.
20 grand, because my whole thought process behind it is I know I'm going to get knocked out. So I know I'm going to get knocked out. And if I'm going to be out of work, I'm going to be out of work just for the extended amount of time, with concussion protocol and all that shit and everything and what I do. 20 grand.
All right, Johnny, this was your question. What's your amount?
$1 million.
$1 million. I mean, yes. You know what? You're smarter than I am. I said 50 grand. I should have said $1 million.
I don't know why you guys are going so low for this shit. Like, yes, all you guys had valid points. Jason, the whole CTE thing and all that. And yes, you're probably going to have some time where you're going to probably have to recover from all that stuff. So you got to think about it as a long haul. You got to think about like medical expenses. You got to think about maybe possible health issues as well too later down the road as well. So, well, but
all right. Hand up. This is a good question.
Yes, I'm crazy.
Have you guys had concussions?
One.
No.
All right, I'm on 3. Okay. So I had 2 during soccer, 1 in high school, 1 in college. And then the last concussion I had was snowboarding with your friends, Jason. Shout out Rick and Tom. We went to
I remember that.
And
it was not Devils. It was
Mount Baldy, or I don't remember what it was called.
It was the one. Close. It's the one like up at the border.
Like Wilmette. It's like the only mountain. Wilmot. Yeah, it was like the only snowboarding mountain in Illinois. And we go out there. We had my truck, and we put all the snowboards there. And it was the last run of the night. And it's like, all right, let's just go one more time. And it was like we were on the Kitty Mountain. Like I had never snowboarded before, and I just like slipped and like fell back. Yeah. And I'm like, oh shit, that sucked. And I was like, all right, cool. I drove home and I was like, all right, this is fine. And then like I don't remember the last 2 days. It's like this is bad. So yeah, maybe I should have upped my money, because going on concussion number 4 probably is a problem.
Yeah, it definitely is a problem. I don't think you want 4. I think that puts you on the shelf for a year.
You're gonna see tweets like Antonio Brown from me coming soon.
Yeah. I had two. One in high school. I was playing first base and dropped third strike, and my catcher threw it across. I went to go catch it and caught a knee to the temple. And then the other one, I was at work and I was like going to bust a pipe with a wrench, and the pipe slipped off. Hit myself in the head with the wrench.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good. All right. That's a good question, Johnny, but I'm not getting hit. I don't know. My head's big enough already. I don't need to have it swell up anymore.
Maybe you can pronounce rivalry afterwards.
Yeah. So here's my question of the week, because we had, like I said, we had Pump Giants. We had 2 this week. So my question is, so last week they had the Republican National Convention on, and before Trump came out to speak, he had his hype men come out. He had Hulk Hogan and Dana White, which, okay, whatever. But my question of the week is, if you were running for president and you were giving your acceptance speech, who would be your hype men to come out and gas you up before your speech?
All right. You want me to go?
I've got 2.
Yeah, go
so
all right, you go, Doug.
No, go ahead. I got 2 just in case one gets picked.
Yeah, so I got 2 as well, because he had Dana and then Hulk Hogan. So my first one would be, and we're all wrestling fans. So like I just thought in like, you know, wrestling eyes, Paul Heyman. I'm glad I went first. Paul Heyman is, you know, the number one gas you up manager in professional wrestling within the last like 30 years, you know, Paulie dangerously before he was Paul Heyman. So he gasses people up better than anyone else. So I wanted him to really start off the introductions. And then I picked someone that not only like will hype you up, but probably is the most talented person in things you didn't think he was talented in. And that's Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg can do a cooking show with Martha Stewart. He's an OG West Coast rap guy, you know, but like he'll do anything. He does sports, he'll do comedy stuff with Kevin Hart. Snoop Dogg is like a Swiss Army knife. Like he's a Renaissance man, if you will. So if someone's gonna gas me up, I want it to be Snoop Dogg. Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Oh yeah,
Good question. Good one.
Yeah. All right. I also went with Paul Heyman as my intro guy, but then after that, I kept it on the sports basis, and I went with Conor McGregor, because Conor McGregor would just shit talk his way through this speech, and whatever he had to get off of his chest I would absolutely love it. Just love it.
I thought about Conor McGregor.
Mm-hmm.
The only issue I had with that, Dougie, is that you're running for American office. You're just gonna have an Irish guy gas you up. You gotta think of optics, man. You gotta think of something.
No, exactly. I'm having Conor McGregor. Who the fuck is this guy?
Very un-American of you.
Well, Hulk Hogan's America, and look at how he's getting trounced.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Johnny?
I also too had Paul Heyman as well too. That was, and you know what? I actually had the star over here as Paul Heyman was like the number one hit.
Oh, MJF!
Yeah, I put a star next to my Paul Heyman.
But
MJF is good.
But I have a couple of them, so I'm gonna name a couple of them over here if that's okay. So I did also have Conor McGregor as well too. Good hype man as well too, Dougie. I also did have The Rock. The Rock they were always talking about having like him as public, you know, trying to see if he could run for president as well too. And he actually on his show, I don't know if you ever saw like the Young Rock. The whole part of that whole premise of that show is that he was actually running for the president of the United States in 2032.
Oh, no
so
shit.
Yeah, it was a whole thing and stuff like that. So The Rock, I also said Stone Cold as well too would be a good one. Get some beers, start chugging them, and give me a hell yeah. And then MJF as well too. I think MJF would have probably been a good one. And then my non-sports one actually, and is the reason I think that they were also making fun of the Hulk Hogan thing, is to have Terry Crews actually come and do it, and be my hype man as well too. So,
all right. So my two guys. We're running the board. It was Paul Heyman in my number one.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
ladies and gentlemen. My name is Paul Heyman, and I am the advocate for your next president of the United States, the reigning, defending. But my other hype man is a little controversial. He's probably gonna say something off the wall. He might even make me lose some votes. But if it goes to plan, he's gonna hype me up, and that's Kanye West.
Oh my god, that's a risky game you're playing right there.
Look, he did it when Taylor took the award. He hyped up Beyonce, man. He hyped up Beyonce. So, I mean, it's a chance. He's got the gift of gab, and I think, you know, both Chicago guys, I mean, don't fuck it up for me, dude. But it'd be a risk. But I think if done correctly, he could be the perfect hype man for.
If it was college dropout, late registration, Kanye, 100%. He'd be number one with a bullet. The problem is he hasn't been that guy in 15 years almost.
Maybe he got power slapped a few times.
Maybe he needs one more power slap to get him back into the old school Chicago Kanye. The Kanye we, you know, all know and used to love.
Yeah. So I'll preface that with the old school Kanye, not I don't need Jesus freak loving. Yeah. Kanye out there. I don't need that. So I want the old school Beyonce hyped up, greatest of all time. Of all time. That's what I need. So all right, we lost Johnny, but that was our and we're looking for if please drop in the comments or on our tweet tomorrow, who would you like to see as who would you be your convention hype men, hype women, hype people for who gas you up. So all right, guys, with that, it's time for our favorite part of the evening, and that is it's time to bump some motherfuckers.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
You call me a bum? My man, I take that with pride, with honor, that I'm a bum. I'm the king of the bums, baby.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
All right, let's get to it.
Man, hold on. Before we get to the bums and MVBs, Mailman Jack with a great answer. Both Bert Kreischer, the Machine, and Stacey King. That's a good 1-2 combination to really gas you up. I love that answer.
Yeah, that every time I see that Bert Kreischer that Barstool interview when he's talking about how he'll never give up drinking, that shit gets me hyped every time, man.
I mean, he could be our spirit animal at this point.
Very true.
All right, let's get to our listeners. First one from Sam Reeves, King Ass, MVB. Kauffman Stadium, security was easy, food was great, and lots of amenities. Really great ballpark, as well as Sox Machine Josh and the 108 guys for organizing this event and weekend. Dougie, Kauffman, good to get in, nice and easy?
Nah, security sucked.
I heard there was longer lines than Sox games out there.
Yeah. He must have just went to a different thing. I actually got into a beef with one of the security guards coming in because my sister-in-law had a purse that was literally just a skosh over that little block that they hold up, and but I got through with her. So as soon as he was like, "You got to take this back to the car," I was like, "Even with all your medical pills in there?" And he was like, "Whoa, you got medical pills? What do you got in there?" I'm like, "Whoa, brother, HIPAA." And then after that, the security guard came right over and they're like, "Yeah, we can't question that. I'm sorry about that." And she got through with it. But
make it till you make it. I love it. What was going on with that glory hole you posted?
Oh, so that was part of the baseball tour, and basically that was the press booth, and that was foul balls that have come back. And believe it or not, Gordon Beckham made the biggest hole.
I thought he punched it, dude.
No. Yeah.
That was a foul ball?
That was a foul ball.
I thought that was like, like Gordon Beckham was in the booth doing a call or something, and then like the Sox lost, and then he punched the wall or something.
I didn't get to talk about myself enough.
So they just left the foul ball there. They're just like, okay, we're gonna have a giant glory hole in the press box now. Like, what's not?
Yeah, so there was a whole bunch of them. Salvi Perez had a bunch of them back there, and some of the stadiums, the player will come up and sign them, whether it's road or home team, and they mark it and they leave it. So it's like kind of a tradition around baseball.
I feel like that's such a Jerry Reinsdorf thing to do. Like he's just hoping like there's a bunch of foul balls just so he doesn't pay for new drywall.
Have to repaint.
Yeah,
how much does he charge? Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. Drywall, taping, and painting, no dice.
Leave the hole in there.
The one thing that I did think that was super petty, like right before I farted in Jay Fegan's seat, the press has to pay for their own food.
Wow.
Damn.
That's a no-no. People complain about that. Dude, the sports beat reporters are like snobs when it comes to that stuff. I remember like complaining about the Bears amenities where it was like sometimes only like Uncrustables and different things.
Right. Yeah. It was like $15, $15 like a go. And I don't, it could have been like a buffet style, but I don't know. Yeah.
So Dougie, how deep of a fart did you leave in James Fegan's seat?
I had a lot of barbecue in me at that point.
Love it. I love it. I like how you called it warming his seat up the old-fashioned way.
That was a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
Hold on. Before we get into the slides, we got one from Sean.
MVP KC Trip. That sounds like everyone had a good time. Bum of the week. Going back to work. No one likes to. Gotta take those Mondays off, man. Gotta take
Yeah,
those. We gotta have those buffer days.
Yeah, finally
All
got
right,
to meet
back
him.
to-
That was awesome.
All right, back to the slides here. Bum of the week. Semis trying to pass each other on the open road at a snail's pace. Yeah, they all drive so
especially
shit.
once it's 2 lanes. There's got to be some etiquette to passing and then going back on the right hand side of the road. Like, I'm a freaking snob when it comes to that stuff. Like, people, if you're going slow, you stay on the right. If you're passing, you go on the left. But then after you pass, go back to the right and leave the left open. People just don't give a fuck anymore, and it pisses me off.
Yep. All right, next up, 630 Whiskey, Bum of the Week, the global CrowdStrike outage that has now put me behind at work. I didn't even know what the fuck that was until I turned on the news one day, the other day, and it was like, oh yeah, CrowdStrike. What the fuck is people striking? Like, I thought it was like some other like political shit going down or whatever. But yeah, that sucks. Tech can fuck everyone. MVB WNBA All-Star Game shit was lit. All right, so I'm happy she mentioned this because I'm actually going to counter. This was dubbed, this All-Star Game was actually one of my bums of the week. And not for the game itself, because I love the actual concept of it, of the women's national team versus the WNBA.
Yeah, Team USA versus WNBA.
I'm bumming it for the timing of it, for Team USA losing a week before the Olympics start.
I love it. Dude,
week before, man, that's just a bad look for America. That's bad timing for the WNBA. It's a great idea. You don't do it a week before the Olympics, and you don't do it when the whole narrative leading up to that was you got to have Angel Reese, you got to have Caitlin Clark, in there's. And then you go out and they beat the women's national team.
Hell yeah! I love it.
Obviously, Jason's never seen any great sports movie. You got to lose out of the gates to make it triumphant on the big win on the big stage.
Put a fire under their ass.
And I hope it does, because like what the women's team should have done is just like put like a 50-point beat down on them, just to give me some like confidence going into the Olympics.
You know what? And it also lit a fire under all those. Caitlin Clark should have been in the Olympics. And I said there's a precedent for her not to be in the Olympics. I understand that. But then like they had like the WNBA team celebrating, tossing the L's that make them look like W's. It was all cool. And then immediately they turned to Diana Taurasi trying to like, gas up the Olympic team. And Diana Taurasi, no offense, she looked like 100 years old at that point. It's like, maybe get some new blood in there.
Yeah. So it's a great concept. I really like the idea, but just the timing and the optics it gave. That's for that my bum of the week for that. Is that you can't lose that game a week before.
All right. So I didn't have it as my MVB, but did you see what Luol Deng did?
I did not.
Luol Deng is the president of basketball for South Sudan. They played against the United States men's team and only lost by 1 point.
Yeah.
They took them all the way to the wire. It took
I thought last week we were told this was the greatest men's basketball team in the history of men's, better than 92.
So shout out Bulls. One of the only bright spot in the last like 15 years for the Bulls. I would say probably Jimmy Butler, Luol Deng, Joakim Noah, and Derrick Rose, obviously, right? Within the last like 15 years or so.
Yeah.
Like Luol Deng was a great player for the Bulls, or a good player for the Bulls. He's the president of South Sudan. He's invested his own money into building that team. He's recruited players with Sudani ties. And they said, they're like, we don't know what's going to happen. 1 point away from the United States for beating the United States team. And they said, like, now he's building something. So that was awesome. Shout out Luol Deng.
Yeah. All right, keep it going. All right, Joey P, bum of the week. Restrooms at Soldier Field, forever bum.
Evergreen
Forever
food.
bum. I didn't have that issue because I was in the suite and I had nice, cushy.
Shout out Vino. Shout out Vino.
I will say, hold on a second. I will say, the biggest gripe I had with the suite bathroom there was they did the worst fucking configuration ever, where they put the urinals in an L. in the corner of the bathroom in an L shape. That's the worst configuration of any urinal setup in this, because if you got the front one next to the door, okay, your dick's right there for everyone to see when they walk in. And then if you get the corner one, you got potential ass to ass on that shit too. Like, worst configuration, fucking L-shaped urinals.
This was the most first world problems out of you ever. You're complaining about sweet bathrooms.
Yes.
Yeah. I had a Clydesdale shitting next to me. And
Yeah, he had to poop next to a lady.
That's embarrassing. I would have been clenching so hard not to make a sound if I knew, like, if I saw her walk in, if we made eye contact walking in, I would have been clenching my cheeks so hard not to make any fucking sound. I would have been like the quietest shit I ever made in my life.
If you got nothing to hide, you got to take it with pride, like Senor Socks. I'll take the corner, peek at this decent Mexican meat. Just want to show off the chorizo to the world.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Well, some of us are showers, not growers, right?
you gotta fluff it up before you get in the bathroom.
All right, MVB, the King, George Strait. I'm relieved after 40 years of life, I was able to see the Vicente Fernandez of country music live in concert. Yeah, that was good. Joey had good seats too.
That's a good comp too. Calling George Strait the Vicente Fernandez of country music. That's a pretty good comp, if you know.
All right, next up, Alexis Lopez, MVB. You'll soy muy gordo for waiting an hour at Hooters for me. Newsflash: he was not waiting for you at Hooters. He was there for.
He's enjoying
Hooters.
The wings. Enjoying the
wings. He probably even noticed you were late, to be honest, because you bummed yourself for being an hour late because I took a nap. So yes, it's self-consciousness for bumming yourself for it.
So that was going to be my question. Mutual friend, how long are you waiting until like you're bailing on like the lunch or dinner or whatever?
It depends where am I at. If like I'm at Hooters, I might stick around. If I'm at my Polecats, I might stick around. I might never leave. I'd probably say an hour and maybe like 2 texts.
An hour is way too long. I said I credit Gordo for that patience, and obviously, like we said, he probably enjoyed a couple 2-3 wings, but an hour is way too long. I'm giving it 35 minutes tops.
35.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is.
If you say
a friend,
I'm on my way, and I say okay. And then you do maybe another, I'm on my way. Maybe I stay a little longer, but no more than 45 minutes. There's no way, dude.
For me, it really all depends on the setting. So, like, he's at Hooters, obviously. TVs. If I've got a TV around and there's a sports game going on, I could smack down a couple beers and watch some sports and stuff while I'm waiting on you.
That's like 10 minutes for you, though.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to be humble. But here's my real thing. Do you guys really think Gordo was waiting, or do you think he popped a gummy and just got stuck?
Gordo might have popped the gummy and forgot Alexis was coming.
He might have just got stuck.
She shows up. He's like, "What? Oh, what are you doing here?"
Yeah, what a coincidence.
I got an extra seat next to me.
Yeah,
that's a good point, Dougie.
Aloha, Mr. Hand, MVB, Dougie for the shot. If you know, you know. I don't know. So, Dougie, tell us, what is this magic shot?
Well, there was a reason why I was fighting so hard for my sister-in-law's purse. There was booze in it. That's why I wanted to come into the game. So I brought a bunch of whiskey into the game on Saturday on my birthday, and I was doing shots, and did one with Mr. Hand.
All right, Gordo's in the comments. We need more context before we get going. Was there communication? Did she say, "I'm on my way, I'll be there in an hour"? Or were you just like, ghosted until she showed up? We need more information.
Bum, Makana for the setback that isn't a setback. Yeah, he said he got general soreness or anticipated. Sorry, it was anticipated soreness. Yeah, the guy's a walking fucking piece of arthritis. So,
yep.
Yeah, it's
next
not
up.
a surprise to anybody.
Finally ended with Mailman Jack, bum of the week. Yesterday's well-earned hangover that seemed to get worse as the day progressed, but thank goodness for the emergency steak in the freezer for hangover steak and eggs. That's the sound. He sent me a picture. It was very good too.
Steak and eggs is a proper hangover cure.
Yep. MVB, my niece's hubby Bill. Well, actually, my niece Jenny and Bill for having an excellent family graduation party with taquero on site, but Bill, especially for making me a believer in the smoked old fashioned. I thought it was a parlor trick. It's delicious. I told you, Jack. It's not a trick. It's fucking good. He asked me if those were. Yeah, I think it is.
You like, all right. So, what would you consider like a normal old fashioned? Say Buffalo Trace, Elijah Craig, standard small batch. What it runs you $12-13 at a place. Mm-hmm. How much is it extra for the smoked? It's usually
you shouldn't really be throwing an upcharge on the smoke. It should, but it should just be the standard. But it depends on how they're smoking it too. Like if they're using like
that's
the
what
box.
I was going to ask you. Because when we went to Kentucky, it was like a coffin thing, and it was like a whole presentation.
But if they're throwing a smoke top on it, you shouldn't be charging an extra, extra money for that. It's just the ingredients, like. But they're good. I like smoked old fashions.
Yeah, no.
And usually like $2-3 sometimes.
Yeah. She did text me and send me her location, but she's still a bum.
There you go. Attaboy, Gordo.
All right, guys. My laptop is dying in 13 minutes, so we got 13 minutes left.
Jesus Christ. No, this is bullshit right here. You rushed us last week because of tornadoes. And rightfully so. Like, I lost power maybe 30 minutes later. But you gotta go find a charger or something. We're not rushing these.
I know. I might.
Jason, you're supposed to wait until they start talking about soccer. Then you tell them.
Yeah. This is just another way to silence the soccer. Johnny's got that awesome shirt on.
All right. Johnny, go ahead. Start it off.
Well, once again, MVB is like the Fonsecas for having a nice party for for Scarlett. Happy birthday to Scarlett and Landon. Very nice party, and like I said, my daughter Avery had a very good time. So thank you for that. I got a bum, and it's me. So on Saturday, I was at an engagement party with Missy. Missy's gonna stand up in a wedding, and I was passing by to go get some water, and I noticed somebody like recognized me, saying, "Hey, how's it going?" And I was like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And the guy came up to me, and he was like, he said my government name, and he was like, I says, "No, it's not that. It's Johnny." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." He was like, "Well, how you doing?" And all of a sudden, he started talking about work, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" I'm like, I work with this guy. Like I work with them. And the thing is that some of my coworkers, they don't come into the office a lot. So It's just like, you're basically seeing people like on their like emails, and you're seeing like pictures and stuff like that. So I totally forgot, that he was a part of the bride's maid's family in a sense. So I totally forgot. So come today in the morning, he's chatting me up, and he's saying like, "Hey man, like, was I talking to you on Saturday?" I'm like, "Yes, you were." And he's like, "Well, that is your name that I said correctly." I'm like, "Yes." And I had to explain to him about like the whole thing. I'm like, outside of work, everybody calls me Johnny and stuff like that. So he was all confused. So everything about that whole meeting on Saturday was a total misunderstanding. And, I felt kind of bad, because I was just like, "Oh, I thought that he might have recognized me somewhere else," and it wasn't. It was because of work. So that was my fault. I am the bum on this whole thing here. So
you fucked up.
I did mess up. So, and I mean, but we explained it. It was a total misunderstanding. I said I apologize. So,
all right, Dougie, what do you got?
I do not have a bum this week, but I do have two MVBs. My first MVB is everybody that's doing those AI press conferences. Those AI press conferences that they're throwing out online, they're hilarious. I absolutely love them. They're like They did one of Biden. They did one of like some of the coaches and stuff like that. I watched that one of the Miami Dolphins. I don't know if you guys seen that one about Tyreek Hill. It was basically just like the whole training camp. What they're going to try and do is teach Tyreek Hill a pullout game. That was on.
I mean, yeah.
I'm really
Kemp.
I'm really digging the AI press conferences. So MVB to those people that are doing those. Other MVB goes out to everybody that wished me a happy birthday on Saturday. Saturday is going to forever be a dark day for me and Mary, and it gets a little bit better each year if that's a thing. So thank you, and extra shout out to Joey P and Sandy P for a generous gift they gave me. So.
Good stuff. Well, not good stuff, but thanks. Shout out to Joey P.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go next. Peter, you're gonna take us home. My bum of the week is, I think I've had him before, from ESPN 1000, the morning show, Jay Hood. I said he's probably one of the worst of Chicago sports talk. The day on Tuesday morning, I'm driving to work, and I turn on, ESPN, and Cap wasn't in studio. He spent the first 15 minutes talking about the national anthem from the All-Star game. And which was, from the home run, not the All-Star game, the home run,
Yeah,
the
home
home
run
run
derby.
derby. He spent 15 minutes talking about this, and he played no less than 7 sound bites of her singing. We all heard it. We didn't need it to be played more than one time as a reference clip, but they kept on playing it as a joke, as a drop for as a joke. And I'm like, this guy is so fucking cringe with his jokes that he doesn't realize how people are probably just tuned. I turned off, and I was going back to Mully and Haw, and they were talking soccer, so I was flipping back and forth, and he kept on playing it. He kept on fucking playing the drop. So 15 minutes, he finally goes to commercial, and he wraps it up. The next day I go to work, he started the show again talking about the anthem because she checked in the rehab. So he spent another 10 minutes on Wednesday talking about how, because she was so bad that she got to check in the rehab and all the, hubbub that came with it. I'm like, who's producing the show? What producer's thinking yes, we need to dedicate almost 30 minutes of radio airwave to talking about a bad national anthem singer? That was the you could have talked about the Bears, the rookies reporting. That was the signing. You could have talked about all of that, but nope, it was the anthem. So he's the worst one. Put him on the evening show. Put him on at 6-7 o'clock at night if you want to keep him. He's not morning radio material.
Speaking of drops,
Max is barking in the background now.
okay.
Yeah.
Shout out our guy Shriff. I've had that drop queued for 3 weeks.
That's awesome. My MVB is Marvel for finally coming to their goddamn senses and bringing the Russo brothers back into the fold so they can do the next 2 Avengers movies. Phase 4 was fucking horrible. And I'm finally happy that they got the Russo brothers back. They're going to be doing some good movies. I'm very excited to see Deadpool and Wolverine on Thursday. That's what, Dougie, what's going on?
You don't want to spoil it for him.
We still got season 2 of the MCU review.
I'm not spoiling anything. I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just,
I love it. Committed to the bit. I love it.
I'm not doing any spoilers. I'm just saying that, phase 4 was bad. And, I'm happy that the good directors are coming back because I saw the trailer for the new Captain America movie, the Brave New World. That looks awesome. That gives very cool, Winter Soldier, Civil War vibes. So I'm like, okay, I think Marvel's in the right direction. The Russo's being back is a great step. Give them that bag, whatever they want. Blank check it.
They got to find their fastball again. The MCU was like a pitcher that kind of lost their stuff. You got to just get that confidence back and throw your fastball down the middle.
Pitches.
Yeah,
tipping their
they were
pitches.
tipping their pitches for a little while. But I'm excited about it. And yeah, like we mentioned, the MCU review will be back. We don't know when, but it's coming back for season 2.
Yes. All right, Peter, take us home.
All right, so quickly, my bum of the week. This was trending in the Chicagoland area earlier today. I don't know who it is, but whoever's driving the Wienermobile, bum of the week. You can't be rolling over on the highway. The Wienermobile, I put it as the top mobile, even higher than the Pope Mobile. The Pope Mobile is just a golf cart. No, Pope Mobile, maybe Bamobile lost his wheel and the Joker got away. So the Wienermobile is number 1. The Wienermobile is number 1. Wow. You can't be rolling over on the highway. Bum of the week, whoever's driving. And then my MVP, this is a long time coming. So this is actually 3 months coming. I asked Dougie when his daughter Madison's birthday was. It was in April. And for the podcast, she came down and celebrated her birthday. Julie usually watches this while putting the kids to bed. And my daughter Scarlett just so happened to see that Madison was on the BumCast. She's waited 3 months. Now it's her birthday tomorrow. And she said, I want to go on the show for my birthday. And I think she's going to roast all of you. So Julie, Scarlett, come on. Say hi.
Hey, happy birthday.
You could say whatever you want. You got free reign. Can you hear them?
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Scarlett.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you, Scarlett.
What do you want to say?
Dougie's beard is bigger than me.
Dougie's beard is bigger than you. Yeah. Is it too long?
Mm.
Oh.
Oh, here. I'll tuck it in for you. Is that better?
All right. What about Uncle Johnny? Nothing?
Yeah.
What about Uncle Jason?
You should take a new hairstyle.
Oh, she's been getting coached up. She's been getting coached up by Julie. For the longest time, Julie's been wanting Jason to grow her hair.
That sounds like a little child influence or parental influence there.
Okay, so you got an MVP and a bum of the week.
She knows not to.
My birthday.
I would say, like, Scarlett, am I her favorite? Let's just put it over here.
No.
Oh.
Who's your favorite?
My dad.
Well, there you go. Home cooking.
Oh, that's how it should be. That's how it should be. So.
Okay, so who's your MVP?
My birthday.
Your birthday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's an easy
MVP.
All right, and who's your bum of the week?
That the White Sox always lose.
Yeah, that the White Sox always lose. Look at this. A new generation of bums complaining just like their parents. All right, say bye to everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy birthday, Scarlett.
Happy birthday.
That was pretty good. Cut that beard, Dougie. She's like Mr. Burns with Mattingly. Cut those sideburns.
Dang.
You have to have a talk with Julie about grooming your child there for about my hairstyles.
Julie's been trying to get you to grow your hair out for years.
Yeah.
Well, he tried that once, like 1 year.
That was a requirement for your wedding. She strong-armed me into growing my hair out.
It's true.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it. That's my MVP. Obviously, Scarlett's birthday. So we're excited. Johnny obviously came over. So thank you to everyone that came over. Wished her a happy birthday. A bunch of gifts. Yeah, that was awesome. You want to wrap it up? Maybe a little promo for Friday?
Yeah. So the Bums, we're back for Bums Happy Hour this Friday. Bums Happy Hour presented by Jack's Place. It's the birthday boys. It's going to be my actual birthday on Friday, so I'm going to be 3 sheets to win probably by the time that the pod starts. But you'll be like Alexa celebrating your birthday month, so you'll be going for another week. But we'll be back. We got some fun nonsense wrapped up for Friday, so make sure you join us for our Bums Happy Hour presented by Jack's Place, and then next day on Saturday, it's Whiskey at Comiskey. It's a good one. So taco cart, be ready to drink, drinking pans, all that good stuff. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for commenting, for super chatting, for donating to the birthday fund for the birthday boys. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you Friday. We'll see you Saturday at the park. Until then, guys, peace out.
Good night, Pete.
Keep going. Keep going.
Amazing.
No. I love
Yes.
you. I love you all.